It's been a year since our landing, and the fetus inside Marla is showing signs of preparing itself for the hazardous journey from the womb into the world we found so alien and hostile. My search for our friend Jerome has been fruitless, and I am beginning to believe that Marla and I are the sole survivors of the Nomad, that great vessel created by a race yet unborn. At night, the maroon spaceship shines like a faint star as it revolves around the Earth, enslaved by a grip that brings it closer to its own demise with every passing hour. It seems like an eternity since that proud ship had visited the Saturnian system, 1,277,000,000 kilometers away, and even longer since we had left our own planet, the world of a much older sun. The memories of our odyssey still lingered clearly, as if it was only yesterday. Morag, Afra and Marla lay in the hibernation chambers in suspended animation, for our return journey would last 15 months, while Jerome and I made last observations of the ringed planet, now viewed as a partially illuminated disk shrinking behind the Nomad. Behind us, too, is Titan, the largest satellite in Sol's system, swaddled in reddish-brown clouds of a methane atmosphere and liquid nitrogen, raining in trailing wisps that only reach the ground at the poles. In this moon, which was larger than Mercury, we walked along the shores of nitrogen seas and found complex organic molecules produced by ultraviolet radiation from the sun and the methane in the atmosphere. We had pioneered into a brand new world, discovering the first life forms beyond planet Earth, and laid the foundations for a human expansion that would certainly follow in the centuries to come. On the 4th month of our homeward-bound cruise, Jerome disclosed a somewhat intriguing report made by the ship's computer.
Adrian, look. The vector scanners are showing a variable energy field some 85 kilometers from here. We should be coming up to its vicinity in about 1 month's time.
And do we have anything in from EarthCom?
Nothing much. But the next transmission is at 7 ST.
Right.
Maybe then they'll surprise us with something.
Everything is nominal. We're showing good interest in the sensor fields picked up by your instruments and advise you to carry out further data collecting activities. We also suggest that you revive your crew from your anabiosis in 2 weeks' time for full operation. We repeat, suggest that you revive your crew from anabiosis in 2 weeks' time for full operation. In the meantime, we will provide you with any new developments related to the sensor field. This is the end of report 2115 with EarthCom signing off.
The Earth communicator had provided us with some insignificant, but nonetheless interesting information in the days that followed. Light rays beamed from Earth were experiencing varying degrees of deflection, and although the distance between the ground command transponders and the Nomad was shrinking, the time delay in communication signals seemed to increase considerably as we approached the sensor field. Our first critical discovery came about just 3 days after we had awakened our friends from their 4.5-month-long sleep, and following their bitter disappointment of having realized that we were not even halfway home. On returning to the Nomad, a Dragonet probe launched a week earlier produced evidence of Ckln radiation, the effect which is caused by the bombardment of faster-than-light particles.
Yes, there is a definite evidence of Ckln radiation. Here we have the blue glow produced by tachyons moving at the supralight velocities through the gas sphere taken out of the Dragonet probe.
Well, Doctor, is there no way the probe could have malfunctioned?
Definitely not. I'm very sure of my findings.
But that means the probe went through a cosmic ray shower.
Or a reverse gravitational field?
Certainly, that is a strong possibility. It would explain the effect of warp space-time we've been experiencing.
Since each cell has all the genetic information for the planet it came from,
the Nomad received the last message from Earth exactly 1 week later. The presence of the tachyon particles had progressively deteriorated the function of the ship's receiving antennas, and the radio signals from Earth went from sporadic propagations to incomprehensible crackle. Finally, there was nothing left, except for the ominous sound of space radiation.
The last transmissions from Earth were delayed nearly 20 hours. Could we be traveling backwards in time?
Well, we may be going through the principle of causality here. Do you want a drink?
Okay.
See, the tachyonic sensor field may be speeding the radio signals beyond light velocity.
Thanks.
Theoretically, the faster they move, the more they seem to be backtracking in time.
But isn't time travel a somewhat forbidden concept?
No, not really. Time travel is possible. It can even be explained with a certain amount of algebraic formulae. In fact, the time dilation that we're witnessing demonstrates its reality. The only thing that is forbidden, though, is the return to an already visited time-space event.
I see. Why don't you change the music and then let's go to bed?
Okay. Yeah.
It's no use, we're being sucked in by the vortex.
Jerry,
Giving us all the reverse drive the ship can take.
Oh my God, we're gonna break up.
Calm down, please.
keep your stations. We're going in.
To everyone's surprise, the Nomad had managed to avoid the lethal tidal forces of destruction. The spaceship crossed the sensor field's event horizon and emerged from the far end in fair operable condition. But at once, we found ourselves confronted with another problem of mind-bending dimensions. The stars were not in their familiar places. I don't believe this. The readout on the Apple here shows that the whole galaxy has moved around.
What? Could be that it's suffering some type of confusion or something. After going through what it just did.
No. Look, this diagram here. It's telling us that. Oh my God! Look, this is how the sky looked 2 million years ago. We also discovered that Earth was only 2 months away, and with much joy we set out towards our home planet. The Nomad was in Earth's orbit once again. The space-track satellite system and manned orbital structures were missing, along with other common sites like cities and motorways. Overall, the planet looked as if it had never even seen agriculture, much less technology.
It's amazing. See there where the Sahara should be. Most of the desert is green and fertile. And Europe, it's covered by a glacier.
It's magnificent. We're seeing the Earth as it was 2 million years ago.
Not as it was. We are back to a million years.
Wow, wait till they see these tapes back home.
Back home is an eternity away, Afra. What, down there, man is still struggling to walk upright.
Exactly, but I think the kind of men we're likely to find down below will resemble more like an ape than ourselves.
A planet of ape men. Just like in those old 20th century movies I remember watching.
So, the general understanding in our present situation is that our consumables are running out. For that reason, sooner or later we will have to abandon ship. Adrian, please continue.
Well, our only way out of here is in the Pegasus moonlander. As you all know, the lander was built to be flown on Titan, and may not be able to handle Earth's atmosphere. So our re-entry is expected to be a rough ride, to say the least. Jerry, you and Nafra should run an immediate status check on the condition of the Pegasus. Then I would like you to calculate a glide path that will take us down in one piece.
Right, you've got it.
Sure.
Marla,
Yes?
I'd like you to determine the most favorable locale for the landing. It ought to be in accordance with Jerry's calculations, of course.
Affirmative. I'll start on it right away.
As if we had not gone through enough anguish, the days that followed brought along a major setback. One of the downward-pointing jet thrusters of the Pegasus vertical takeoff and landing system had refused to fire on command, and after much dissension, Dr. Morag had won his stubborn decision to go outside the spacecraft and repair the damaged unit.
I'm translating over the lander pod.
Okay.
Wow, it's fantastic out here. I don't miss this for anything.
Poppy, now I know why you insist on going out there, you mad Pollock. Be careful.
Don't worry. I'm space cadet when you were still in your mother arms. I'm below nozzle number 3. Do you see me on the monitor?
No. Negative. I think we lost picture capacity when we went through the sensor field.
I see the problem. It's something I cannot fix.
The sound is breaking up, Doc. I'm losing you.
Wait, I think I found something.
Okay, switch to NS, to mode, normal. Hang on.
Doc? Can you hear us, Doc? The doctor's sudden death was a terrible shock for the whole crew. He had been directly underneath the damaged thruster when the accident took place. The nozzle fired unexpectedly, rupturing Morag's spacesuit, and his body, becoming exposed to the deadly environment of space, burst into a bubbly stream of raging blood. But now, thanks to the doctor, the lander was in working order, and so, with everything that we could possibly stow on board, we left the Nomad behind. The Pegasus had come down on the plains of the Ethiopian countryside. To the east, an active volcano rumbled restlessly, occasionally belching out clouds of fine grey ash. Nearby, a river snaked its way from forested valleys. We saw crocodiles basking in the shallow waters, gazelles foraging in the grasses, and wild pigs in search of roots. Occasionally, we would hunt and capture food with makeshift traps and arrows made of metal stripped from the lander, which also became our new home and shelter. Our first sighting of hominids came a couple of weeks after the landing. Jerry had been scanning the savannah with the long-range viewfinder when he spotted a group of human-like creatures near a stream bed.
Afra! Quickly! Come and see this!
What is it?
Come here. Take a look.
Oh yeah, I've got it. I can make out 3 females. Yes, they seem to be collecting roots into a pile.
Okay. Now move it a little to the right.
Good heavens, I see ape children playing in the water.
They're our ancestors, Afra, and we're here living right among them.
Our second sighting of another group of hominids took place at night. We had set out to investigate a glow that burned in the forest and found them sitting around a fire. It was a group of 8, and they were eating the brain of a female who lay dead on the ground with her cranium split open. Marla suggested that they ate the brains of their loved ones to retain the spirits within them. One morning, Jerry and I had gone hunting, leaving Marla and Afra swimming in the river. We had been away for about 2 hours when we heard their frantic and desperate cries. Dropping our hard-earned catch, we ran back to the camp.
What happened? What's wrong with you? Are you okay?
Where's Afra?
Marla was on her knees, crying, scratched and bruised, blood streaming from her fresh wounds.
8 men. They attacked us.
When?
And they took Afra.
Jerry and Afra have been missing for 4 months now. With the rainy season in progress, the river has swollen considerably, making our search quite difficult. The 8 men did not attack us again, and sightings have been few, perhaps because with the summer ahead, a lot of them have moved further north of here. Marla is much better now, but certain psychological scars of the attack remain with her.
Adrian, I think there's something I should tell you.
Yes?
I suppose I should have told you earlier, but I've had a hard time coming to grips with the truth.
What are you talking about?
I'm pregnant.
Oh, but that's wonderful.
But Adrian, it's not your baby.
Oh.
Inside of me, I'm carrying the offspring of an 8-man.
Marla had been raped by the 8 men. We were faced with the dilemma of incredible proportions. This child could be the next vital link in the evolution of mankind. To destroy it would be the greatest crime against humanity. Perhaps it was inevitable, and the will of God had designed our role in His creation. It's been a year since our landing, and the fetus inside Marla is showing signs of preparing itself for the hazardous journey from the womb into the world we found so alien and hostile.
Wow, what an ugly baby!
You have been listening to a radio presentation produced by the New Century Cultural Development, designed to enlighten you and put some oomph into your regular radio listening habits. We'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel, so stay tuned.